The next item on our agenda tonight is the police chief update. And I believe we also have Officer Orth with us today. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Again, this is Police Chief Kathy McAlpine, and with me is Officer Brian Orth. It's always nice to be able to sometimes break it up a little bit and have you have a chance to meet some of the other members of the police department. And we're doing this tonight because of a couple things, but mostly if you look at the dashboard, it looks pretty good. For the moment in time, most things have trended down. Our 2023 crime overall is going down. Our calls for service so far, knock on wood, is going down. And it's also a time where, as all of you know, we were doing a proof of concept for whether you want to call it a downtown police beat to, in the budget, I think we've gone anywhere from problem-oriented policing to community-oriented policing concept that you guys will be discussing should the budget pass tonight. And so Brian was selected to, when we needed some immediate relief downtown, what the business owners and community were facing, and then hopefully show you what we're capable of doing when we have dedicated time. So I've asked Brian to come and just give you a little bit of snippet of what he's been able to do in the 2 months. He'll talk all night and he's that engaging, but I think we kept him on task, but we also want to be able to allow for him to answer any of your questions. So without further ado, Brian, it's all yours.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here and excited to talk about everything I've been doing down there. They said 2 or 3 minutes, so if I start talking fast, slow me down. So it started off with the sad ghost case that you see up there. That was the first thing that, as you well know, was the opening weekend of Universal Plaza. So that was my first case that I was able to take on, and I was able to spend some time with it, getting familiar with our camera systems, seeing how they worked, seeing where the faults were with it, and really getting involved with it. And then I was able to spend time doing phone warrants, search warrants, all kinds of stuff that you would never have time to do as a traditional patrol officer. So I was able to put a lot of time into that. And I also was able to get a trail camera set up, which caught them red-handed. So I was able to work that, and as you can see, it was close to $20,000 or $20,000, if not more. So I was able to work with the businesses, with the parks department, with our streets department. We all worked really close together. I'd see something, report it, they'd clean it up. So we were working hand in hand, and it was really nice to have everyone kind of on the same page and really looking after the city, and it came to a great resolution. So the 2 suspects were caught, a 23-year-old and an 18-year-old, and they had some felony charges on them, and the case is in the courts right now. It's going through the court system, and so that's where we're at. So that was kind of the first thing that got me introduced to being down there. My whole idea was to be visible, and so that was kind of what my goal was with the businesses, to be visible. So we selected this uniform. It's super bright. Everyone notices it. So I go out in the mornings and I ride the bike through downtown Tigard, the trails behind the library, and I'm really visible. I look, see what's going on in front of the businesses, behind the businesses, kind of before they open up, and just kind of get a vibe for the day there. And then I will come back, write reports, do whatever I need to do, and then go out and post homeless camps or deal with any issues that have been brought to my attention over the weekend or over the evening. And so with the businesses, I really wanted to build a community down there and have everyone kind of looking out for each other. So what I'm doing, I'm in the process of doing, is I have a questionnaire, and I go out and I'm asking all the businesses kind of the same questions, introducing myself, just telling them what I do, and then how would they like to get contacted, text, email, or whatnot. What would they like to see out of kind of the explanation of what I described my position is, and leave it open for them to say, I'm open for whatever you want this position to be. This is for you to help your businesses grow, to help your businesses be successful. So I'm here for you, and nothing's off the table. Anything outside the box is fair game. So trying to build a relationship like that. And I give them a little plant with a Tigard Police sticker on it, my card with my direct cell phone number, my schedule, how to reach me, because I want to be very accessible, and I want them to be able to call me and me be able to react, respond, answer little questions, anything like that. So my idea is to be just there for them, that kind of point of contact for everything. So with the sad ghost case, kind of got me going with the graffiti. And so being down there, with all the construction, they're all pretty upset with the construction, and so I'm just trying to do my part. I've reached out to Pride Disposal to get all the dumpsters replaced with fresh ones that don't have graffiti on them. We're replacing the garbage cans that have graffiti on them, and they've been cycling them out, and so that's helping. So I'll send like a message to all the businesses, hey, this is what's going on, this is what I just did. I also get a crime analysis for the week from our crime analyst, and it's just specific to the downtown area, and so I've been trying that out with some of the businesses that seem interested in that. So I've been emailing that to them as kind of a little beta testing, and they really like it. So I'm going to start pushing that out to everyone. And that just tells them, what happened over the week, what kind of calls were there, so they can get an idea of what's happening there. So I've been dealing with that with the businesses. I've met with the chamber. I've met with the Downtown Business Alliance. They just hired a new director. So him and I walked the streets this week, kind of just talking about the ins and outs of the downtown area and how we can work together and be like one unit to really help the downtown businesses. And so that's kind of what I've been doing with the downtown businesses. On the homeless side, I've been working with Just Compassion. I met with Caleb, which I'm sure you're familiar with, then Donnell, who's the outreach, or who's the operations manager. So we all met and kind of just talked about how I can help and what the police can do to, because a lot of times they don't want the police to respond, but they call us and then we respond. So they can just call me and ask a question, or we talk directly, or I come across a homeless camp or a homeless group where they aren't familiar with what Just Compassion is, so I get them in contact with Caleb, or I have brochures and cards that I hand out to all of them and point them in the right direction and follow up with that. And so I've been building a relationship there, and I check in on my bike ride. I check in and just see how everything's going. Like we had an incident there yesterday where one of the houseless individuals caused a fight, and so he ended up going to jail, and they were pretty traumatized by that. So I stopped in today to see how things were going, and they were all very appreciative of that. So again, trying to build that community that just everyone's kind of working together. And so at a recent camp cleanup, there was a homeless lady who I think came and spoke here, and so we had her all set up with housing. It was all squared away, and then it fell through at the last minute. So then she was kind of just left there to pick up the pieces. So I followed up with Just Compassion, and I was a real advocate for her to continue that process and to understand myself what happened and how could this happen. This is exactly what the system is built for, a pregnant younger female who's on the streets, and she's due, I think, in 7 weeks. So I was a little confused and concerned, and citizens were calling in as well, saying, hey, there's this lady on the side of the street, like, what's going on? So I had the answers for them, and we're still in the process of getting her some housing, but it's a slow process, and unfortunately there's people ahead of her, and all the avenues and all the resources are being used on, she's just further down the list, unfortunately. So I'm trying to be a voice for her and just be that squeaky wheel, because you really have to be your own advocate when you're out there, from what I'm learning. So I'm trying to do that and give them the confidence to do that as well. And so I've been working with our streets and parks with camp cleanups. There's an abandoned camp or whatever. So I call them up, hey, there's this camp over here. Can you guys come clean it up? Sure. They go and clean up the next day. Or they call me, hey, Brian, there's this camp that we just spotted down in Cook Park. Can you come help us out with it? Sure. So I get to devote time to that. Whereas before it'd be, hey, patrol officer, can you go out and check on this camp? Okay, yep. Oh, there's someone there. And we're so busy, so understaffed that it's hard to continue that follow-up and follow through with that type of stuff. So I'm able to do that, which helps, keep the parks and keep the city clean. So that's going very well. And I think the parks and the streets guys are getting a little overwhelmed with me because, hey, there's graffiti over here, or hey, there's this garbage over here. So like, Brian, we only have so many people. I've got to shuffle all these people around. But we're working well together. So that's nice. That we're first name basis, which I already knew all of them anyways, but it's just texting, talking back and forth. So that's great. And again, I'm building relationships with the library. I didn't have too much time spent with the library, so I'm really spending a lot of time over there. I enjoy being around there and just giving them that sense that the police are here to support you, especially with the recent Pride stuff. Just making sure that I'm there and that they have someone that's just like, hey, I'm thinking of you. This is unfortunate this happened, but we're here. Let us know whatever we can do. We're here. We support you. Just give them that assurance that we're on the same side and same page. It was nice seeing Council President Hu at the Pride raising ceremony. I've got a helmet for you if you ever want to come ride the trails. I know you're talking about coming out, but a helmet for any of you that want to come out. I've been working with Kim, who's the new homeless kind of liaison. I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember what her exact title is, but working with her she's working on some pamphlets to hand out with the time, place, and manner stuff. So I've been working with her and Caleb and the downtown businesses with kind of how it's going to look and handing them out so they're all aware of what's going to happen when June 1st or July 1st comes out. So that's what I've been doing. I've been busy, and there's a stuff I'm missing, but that's kind of the scope of everything. And
Okay, I'm going to interject. I think that
I'm impressed you waited that long.
Well, it is quite clear that Brian leads with compassion and empathy.
Yeah.
He obviously scored very high to even get this position. It was actually a no-brainer, but he has really dived into this and given his heart and soul. And it's truly what we espouse to when we're talking about guardians of our community, and that is how do we look at a problem, fix it, work together. He talks about collaboration. It isn't there's a time and place when we have to use enforcement in jail, but how do we solve the problem, the root cause? He has always been the face for our unhoused community, and they've known him for years. And this just gives him a platform and an opportunity to be who he is, and freed up to do that. So with that, definitely want to give you an opportunity to ask Brian any follow-up questions, but he is the real deal.
Thank you. I just want to start by thanking you, Chief McAlpine, for really dedicating your already short staff to a position like this and to step in and to make that judgment call, and because it's making a difference. And Officer Orth, I just want to commend you, right? Like, we talk about, I'm a planner and a preparer, and I want to get ahead of things, and I don't want to wait for things to blow up in order for us to address them. And you are like an angel coming down to really build those relationships and get ahead of these problems and show all of our community members that we care, and we're just not reacting, we're proactive, and that we care about them and we want to help them find solutions. And it's incredible to hear in a short period of time everything that you've done to build that community. And so I just also want to say, if you need anything to assist, we don't have lots of money or resources, but please reach out to us if there's something that you need to help you do your job, because it's exactly the kinds of things that I think as a council that we want to do. So anything that we can do to help, please let us know.
Everyone's been great. That's what's been so nice, is there's been no no's. It's just been like, yep, you need a trail camera? All right, let's get you a trail camera. You need to come out on extra patrol at nighttime? You've got it. It's been fantastic. So it's refreshing, because in the police world, you don't have the luxury of time. And this, I have the luxury to do. And I'd like to think I'm very efficient with my time, and I can accomplish a lot in that amount of time. And it's going very well. And like you were talking about, the sense of community, that's what I'm trying to build with the downtown businesses, where, oh, you see a piece of garbage and someone picks it up, or they're just looking out for each other and they call me, hey, Brian, there's some fresh graffiti here. Okay, great, we'll get it taken care of. Or someone left a garbage bag in my, on the sidewalk here. Oh, we'll get it taken care of. And I can call the streets, I can call the parks, and instantly it's taken care of. So it's nice, and just everyone kind of feels like they're taking part in building that community down there. And that's what my long-term goal is, just to really have that hometown feel down there. And it's in the right direction, and everyone is loving what's going on. And they're like, I never thought I'd like a beat cop, but this is the closest thing to a beat cop ever, and this is the greatest thing ever. And they're, saying hi to me and just flagging me down and stuff. And so it's been fantastic. The response has been overwhelming. It's been very positive, and everyone's very excited about it. And I think it's showing, I'm just excited to keep the ball rolling with it.
Excellent. Are there any questions? Yeah, Council President Hu?
Thank you, Officer Orth. Just a little request: when you send out those pilot weekly newsletters or email to downtown business, I would love to get a copy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
That's an excellent request. Yes, please just copy council mail on it.
Okay.
Council Wolf?
Yeah, so ditto. So thank you so much for your work. And Officer Orth, I was just curious, so when you started this role, is this what you expected it would be, or you went in with kind of the mindset of your long-term goal, so whatever may be comes my way and I'll build from there?
Yeah, yes, on both of those. I went in because the PA position is getting creative. So I went in with a PowerPoint presentation, what I wanted it to look like. This is what I want it to look like. And I had this uniform kind of hidden behind the curtains. I was like, this is what I want it to look like. And like, oh, that's great. And so I was like, this is, I'd like to go out in the morning, ride the bike, do this, and I mean, exactly what I'm doing. But then, on top of that, it's worked better than what I was planning. So, yes, it's blossoming into something that's been very successful and better than I was anticipating. And it's kind of getting a little bigger too, because now the parks are calling for some services and stuff, which is great. Some of the bigger issues that a patrol officer can't respond to, they're, hey Brian, can you come check this out? Sure, no problem. So it's better than what I had planned. It's what I wanted to do, but then even better.
All right, he's humble again. I'm just going to say, as he told me, he goes, I want this to be the model that every agency and city looks to us for. I mean, that's a high bar he sets for himself. All I have to do is get out of the way and give him that freedom, because he intuitively knows how to make connections, does the right thing for the right reason all of the time. And he has led an exemplary 2 months, and I don't think he's going to slow down anytime soon. And just to put a face for all those that the city manager often in his administrative reports talks about when we are fortunate to save a life and do life saving. Brian has 6 of those. 6 of those life-saving. I think I've been able to issue 4 in my time, and they're for a variety of different ways. This is a man who leans in and goes towards things. He does not shy away, and I think we're all better for it. So appreciate you.
Well, I just want to say good luck to whatever officer has to step in when he goes on vacation. Please take vacation. It's important. But good luck to the officer. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate the update, and you're welcome. Please contact us anytime you need anything, or if there's any additional information you think that we should be looped in on. We appreciate you.
Yeah.